Yeah, Gilly Salmon, I'm very happy that you came to Graz, that you had the time to discuss with us your experiences at the dinner yesterday and today in the keynote. And some questions emerged and I want to ask them. In your presentation, you told us that we should design learning. How should we begin?
Well, when you design learning, you begin at the end. So you think about what you want to achieve, just the same as any design process. Sure, you'll have your learning outcomes, but they're only a start. You need to imagine your students after they've graduated from your course and imagine them in the future environment. And then you roll that back to make a design brief. So just as if you were designing a washing machine, you'd want the optimum quality washing machine. You are going to have the optimum quality graduate for your course. So what we would do is suggest you do a whole series of future visioning about the student in his or her environment. So, for example, if you're training teachers, imagine the teacher of the future, what it would look like, and do a whole range of creative activities. Now, that's where you begin, and that's where you're going to aim for.
Very interesting, thank you. Yeah, I got new idea. Thank you. In your keynote, you encourage us to disrupt ourselves, our approach, or our understanding of learning. How are you doing this in your work and life?
Well, probably not as much as I should, but all of us are here because we've gone through school education, college education, university education, training for our professions, and it's often been quite one-dimensional. And we're all here because other people have enabled us to be here and taught us in various ways. And we gradually became more independent than that. But to disrupt ourselves means really looking at whether the ways we learnt are still relevant for the future. So the way I do it is I engage with young people, everything from babies to young people at university and our students, and also with older people, because they can look back and see a long period of time and start to see what worked for them and what could have been different. So it's taking quite a long view. And then you need to do creative things. I mean, there's no good teaching people thinking, oh, I'll do a bit of gamification in my learning if you don't play online games yourself. So you need to take every opportunity to be a 21st century and a future learner yourself, and only then will you be a future teacher.
Okay. Yeah, and my last question, many ideas about the future are very scary. So how can we deal with our fear individually or in a group? And how can we support people in the process?
I don't think anyone should be facing the future on their own, but there are three kinds of ways of thinking about the future. So one of them is to hide from the scary stuff and let it pass you by. And in the long term, that's the scariest thing to do of all, because it will mean it's other people's agendas, not yours. So the next hardest thing to do is actually to engage with the present, to look around you and try things out and get feedback from the context that you're in. So you need to try things, and you do know if you do that, some of them won't work. So the idea of fail often, fail fast, and then put it right again. And obviously you need to engage everyone around you to say, I'm trying a small thing, the risk is small, but if it works, I'm going to scale it up. And then I suppose the third and the probably what I would think the best way is to try and imagine the kind of future that you want and then take actions to make them happen. So you heard in my keynote this morning that I think, for example, it's about outreach taking learning out to where the learners are. I think it's about using mobile devices so that authentic learning can happen all day, every day, 24/7. I think it's about using consumer technologies like gamification, like humanoid robots, all of those to actually create the kind of world of education that we want. It's not easy and it's not fast, but if all of us did it collectively, working together, understanding that's what we're doing, then I think we can change the world.